Hey everybody, it's Harry from Step and Daddy BBQ, the YouTube channel that teaches you how to master barbecue so you can spread barbecue love. I have a treat for you today. I was able to get my hands on an actual Japanese Wagyu brisket. This one is a special piece of meat all the way from Australia. It's from a purebred Japanese Tajima cow. So the Tajima breed is the breed that is used in Japan to prepare the Japanese Wagyu. Wa is Japanese and Yu is cow. So a Wagyu is really a Japanese cow. What is unique about this particular brisket is that this is a purebred Japanese cow of the breed called Tajima. So the Tajima breed comes in the red and the black. In Japan, if you were to buy one of these briskets, it'll set you back quite a lot of money. I was able to find a butcher in Florida, butcher shop, and I'm going to leave the link in the description below if you want to use them. They sell this brisket. They were able to import this from Australia, a purebred Australian Wagyu. So it's not been crossed with any other breeds except the pure mother and father are from the same breed from Japan. We're going to cook it up very simply with just a very little seasoning. Nothing special, just a little salt, pepper seasoning, cook it in the pit, smoke it to perfection, and share it with you this episode with the Japanese Wagyu A9 brisket. Let's trim the brisket. I'm going to show you guys how marble it looked. One of the quickest ways to quicken the pulse of a competition pitmaster is to mention the mythical words Japanese Wagyu brisket. And we kind of know that the American Wagyu or American Kobe is easily found. You see many of my videos with Snake River Farms and so on. But finding a Japanese purebred Tajima cow brisket is a very rare treat. As you probably have heard me mention on my channel, I used to work for an Asian airline flying 747s, and I was having dinner with my crew in Osaka in a very cold night, and we're having shabu shabu, and the table beside us ordered this beautiful A5 super duper marble brisket. And I was kind of very curious what it was, and I heard people say that, wow, that's the mythical Wagyu A5, and it's super delicious. So we didn't get a chance to eat it, but I always, remember that magical moment when I first saw the Wagyu marbling. As you can see, the marbling is crazy good. I don't know if the camera can pick up the angle here, but look at the marbling here. Absolutely crazy marbling. And this is a expensive brisket. It's usually much more than the $170 I paid for it. With shipping was probably $250. So it's really kind of a rare treat. The Japanese cow actually came from the native Asian cows. Originally, the Wagyu or the Tajima breed that it was eventually called was actually used to bring wood down from the hills, used to plow the fields. So it was a kind of a working animal, and it had a big hump on the back, which is kind of like the what do you call the shoulder. The shoulder is very large, and when you see Wagyu today, purebred anyway, you see that the shoulder hump is really big. And 90% of the Wagyu in Japan are known as the Tajima blacks. Also, the Totori is another kind of another type of a Japanese Wagyu cow, together with the Shimane and the Okayama. And those are kind of exotic ones, but the common one that you see is called the Tajima, and that was the breed that has been exported around the world, including going to Australia. I guess the Melbourne area who have perfected the art of raising the Japanese purebred Tajima cow. What I've heard is that these cows are very fragile and that they don't do well under all conditions. So raising a purebred Japanese cow is really hard, but the farmers in Australia work with some of the Japanese masters to raise these cows. And we've seen Japanese Wagyu in America called American Wagyu. Those have been crossbred with like an Angus to improve the hardiness and improve the abilities, the animal's ability to live in America. But this one I'm very happy to report is a purebred. Mother and father are the original Japanese Tajima cattle. The Japanese government actually banned the export of Wagyu and declared them a national treasure. But in 1975, things kind of changed. They started exporting some bulls to America, and then to Australia, and then the rest of the world. So the what do you call it? In the 1990, I think 1989, the Japanese encouraged the US producers to produce Wagyu or beef to export to meet their growing needs. So Japanese purebred Wagyu cattle have now gone around the world. Now, what makes the Wagyu very unique is that it's actually, for those of you who are into genetics and what do you call epigenetics, this is a little bit nerdy, so if you don't like this part, skip through this part of my kind of explanation, because I'm fascinated by science and genetics. So the Wagyu cow, the Tajima cow, actually is considered by some to have a genetic mutation. And within the DNA of the cow, they found out that certain kind of genetic mutation makes the meat kind of like completely super marble and super white. And that genetic mutation is called the delta 9 mutation. So this is a little bit nerdy, but I just want to kind of let you know that the genetic mutation called the delta 9 actually has an effect of the stearic acid within a cow. So in America and the rest of the world, the cows all have something called stearic acid, which is the acid within the cow that gives it the unctuousness and you know, the kind of fattiness. But for some reason, the Japanese cow has a delta 9 mutation. The delta 9 mutation makes the cow produce something called oleic acid. So stearic acid is saturated, but oleic acid is not saturated. So the different kind of acid changes the flavor and also makes the Japanese cow a lot more healthier to eat because it's not saturated fat, it's mono unsaturated fat. So this little mutation was carefully kind of bred in Japan to create a fantastic product, which is what you see here. And I'm very fortunate that one of my subscribers, well, not my subscriber, one of my students whom was cooking a contest in Madera, California, clued me onto it because he was cooking this in the contest. And I said, wow, that's fantastic looking beef. And he said, yeah, Harry, this is my secret ingredient. Don't tell people about it because I don't want to lose my edge in cooking competition. But I finally found the name of the butcher and they are found on Instagram called Butcher Shop, The Butcher Shop, I think. I'll leave the link in the description, and if you want to try this particular Wagyu, you can go ahead and order it from those guys in Florida. They ship to me within about 3 or 4 days. The shipping is about maybe $50. The brisket is about probably $170, $180. I had the price tag on the cover before I cut it off earlier, so you can refer back to the price tag clip. What I'm doing is I'm just shaving off some of the little bit of fat. I want to leave as little. I want to leave as much meat as I can. This is not meant for competition for me. It's just meant for me to do a taste test. And just shaving off all the fascia, all the silver skin off this top part here. This is called Kobe beef, as you saw on the label, but I just want to be clear. Kobe is actually the capital city of a province in Japan, the Hyogo province in the Kansai region, in the island of Honshu. I'll pop a map in to show you guys where exactly this comes from. So there's no real Kobe beef itself. Kobe is kind of a region, and great tasting beef in Japan also cannot be technically called Kobe because kind of Kobe is like Champagne in France. You're not allowed to call grapes that are not grown in France to be Champagne. The province of Champagne in France to be Champagne, but people do anyway. So they weren't able to copyright the name Kobe, so everybody kind of abuses it. That's why you have even Kobe hot dogs and you know, so on. This side is the fat cap. So the fat cap is really very marbled. As I'm cutting the brisket, you can see the fats melting. So what the unique thing about the oleic acid is that the fat is kind of mono unsaturated. So you can see all the hand here is all kind of oily because of the fat. because the oleic acid is very different than the stearic acid, which is saturated. So if you can see, fat a lot of times in American cows are very kind of saturated and kind of coagulating. This is a oleic acid kind of a fat. It's very liquid, even at room temperature. My room now is about maybe 70 degrees. You can see that the fat actually is melting off the fat cap. I have to keep dabbing it up, so I should try to cook it so that I can preserve as much of the fat, as much of the meat as I can here. Now, I want to mention also something here, a little shout out to my icon, Kobe Bryant. So, you know, the word Kobe from Kobe Bryant also did have an influence, because Americans now kind of are familiar with the word Kobe. And God bless Kobe and his daughter and all the families who died in a tragic plane crash. But I just want to give a shout out to Kobe, who's a big you know, influence in my life. He epitomizes hard work. In life, you not only have talent, but you have to couple that with hard work. So, you know, a little homage to Kobe in my video here. That's the amount of trim I want to do. I want to preserve as much as I can. The marbling absolutely is gorgeous. If you can see through the camera here, absolutely gorgeous here. I just want to mention about the A9. A means that the yield. Yield means that A means it's the best yielding meat in the Japanese measurement system. And then the number goes from 1 to 12. 9 means it shows the quality grade. This is a crazy super duper marbled brisket here. Got away some of the fat here. And if you render this fat, you're gonna get a lot of oleic acid and unsaturated fat versus the American cow, which you'll get the stearic acid, which is more saturated. So that's all I have. You know, this is such an expensive brisket. I'm gonna save the trimmings, render into beef tallow, and not even waste a single morsel or scrap of this, because this will really be good in a sausage or hamburger, or even if you kind of render the fat, save the fat to make French fries, or even cook fried rice. So it's gonna be all good. So this is ready. I'm gonna go season it, fire up the pit, get it nice and warm, around 250, 275. Cook up for you a little bit wonderful Wagyu brisket, purebred from Japan. We're gonna pick some wood to cook our Japanese Wagyu. I have wood here from Patty Sharp from Woodshed, Orange County. We have a choice of peach, hickory, pecan, cherry. So I'm gonna do a little smorgasbord mix of a few kinds of wood. Pick a piece of cherry, a piece of pecan. Let's do 3 pieces of hickory, like so. And then just for good measure, one piece of peach. So that's enough wood to cook the brisket. We're gonna smoke it until the crust sets, and we're gonna go do a little wrap on it, get it over to tenderness perfection. I'm going to introduce the world to my new rub, my moolah beef rub, my chicken jailbird, as well as my all-purpose. I got into a partnership with the folks at Jealous Devil. They're going to be trying to market my rub to come to a store near you, like a Walmart, Ace Hardware, or True Value. So these are my old rubs. They're still being sold on Amazon, but we're transitioning onto a distributorship model. So hopefully soon you can see my rub in the store. You don't have to pay shipping to get it from online stores. Brisket's ready for seasoning, and we're gonna use my Slapper Daddy seasoning. On this one, we're gonna use the beef rub, which is my First Place USA award-winning rub. I'm gonna get a helper so that it makes it a little bit easier here. I'm actually here with Gil. Gil's from Alameda, and you notice he's got his Alameda shirt on. And Gil is going to help me by putting on the rub. So Gil, I'll show you kind of how to put the rub on first. Sure. We pick up the rub bottle like this, and we shake it to loosen it, and then we sprinkle it onto the meat like so. And then we stop when the meat becomes opaque. This is something that is very special, and we want to season it just right so that we can get a little bit of flavor on it, let the flavor of the Wagyu shine through. So, do it carefully. Excellent. Oh, yeah, okay, excellent. Let's season the other side also.
Oh my goodness, it's so
slight, nice
it's like it's like it's already cooked.
It's tender before cooking. Tender before
sashimi.
Cooking. Oh yeah, we can have sashimi beef, right? You can see the marbling. Can you see the marbling through here? Can you see,
oh my goodness.
You see the marbling right here?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay. A little bit of rub. Did a little bit less on this side because we're not going to eat the fat, so we just want it to have flavor.
Just a little coating.
A little coating, because the fat will be trimmed off at the end. Okay. All right, excellent. Good job. Done. You're done. Excellent. All right, thumbs up, man. Thumbs up. Okay. Let's load it up here. About 275. I'm gonna run the vent on top, one open on top, one open at the bottom, so maybe 1.5 on this side. So that's the tip, right guys? The wind is blowing this way, so whenever you cook barbecue you want to turn the vent away from the wind, like so that the exit vent is going that way, and then the intake vent, I like to have the intake vents on the back so that when the wind blows it's not going to upset the temperature in your Weber Smokey Mountain. Brisket is ready, and it took about a total of maybe 11 hours to cook the brisket, about 8 hours to crust, about another 3 hours in the oven, and BTU is BTU as I told you guys. We're gonna go ahead and slice the brisket now and enjoy some of that wonderful A9 Wagyu brisket. Wow, look at that beauty. Look at how dark the crust is. Fantastic. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, man. Alright. Killer smoke ring. Look at that, guys. This is real wood smoke ring. That is not edited at all. That's the real color of the smoke ring. Wow.
The brisket itself, the regular flat part, is actually much redder in color.
Oh yeah?
Because usually it's brown. The whole thing is red.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Not just the smoke ring.
Wow, look at that. Look at that dripping. Squeeze and see the fat dripping. Whoa, look at that. Man, that's really good. Okay, so I'll take one slice on the left, one slice on the right. And this one is the back, the other part here. Whoa, look at how glistening it is, right? See how much fat there is. Super duper A9. Okay, let's take one more slice from the other side where the point is. Wow, wow.
See, the whole thing's red.
The whole thing is red. Wow, it's crazy. Look at squeeze and see. Look at that. Dripping, oozing, unctuous, beautiful brisket. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, super tender. Okay, look at it.
I like this side.
Yeah, I like this side too. That's the burner. So folks, that's the lean and that's the fatty. Okay, so that's the fatty, that's the lean. If you go to Texas, this part is called the lean. This part is called the fatty. So if you go to Texas, that's what you get. All right, so it's the drape test. You can see that the brisket is beautiful.
Do the double drape.
The double drape. See, look at that. You're not gonna find this very often. An M for a brisket. Right, and then look at that, super duper taste test here. We have a piece here. Give me. All right, guys. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. Holy moly.
I got a little salt to it, but yes, otherwise.
I wish you guys were here, but this is a crazy good bite. The flavor is beefy, very subtle, very complex.
That's a damn good flat.
Not smoky. Even the fat tastes good, right?
No, the flat is actually excellent.
Just try to
Can't even imagine. Okay, no. Before you get to the point, let's just try that.
Okay, so this is the point or flat?
That's a flat.
That's a flat. Okay, don't get you the flat from the right hand side, right? Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay, here's the point muscle. All right.
I have to say that your rub has this special tang that's giving the crust a nice flavor too. It's really
citric
nice.
acid. So much citric acid in my rub, so
Yeah.
it gives you a nice kind of
delicious.
touch right here. Wow. So the point is fantastic. So no ejection, nothing smoke and mirror, just good smoke, good technique, and absolutely fantastic eating. So, wow, completely amazing.
So we're gonna slice this up and put it into a brisket sandwich and go on a hike in San Francisco today. You're not gonna see a brisket like this normally. This A9 brisket is red from top to bottom. There is a smoke ring, but it's so rare to get this kind of coloration. And it really comes into play in terms of taste. It's unctuous, it's fatty all the way through. It's insane.
Alright folks, while Donna's slicing up the brisket, I want to kind of let you guys know that this is a really fantastic brisket. If you want to get your own Wagyu A9 Tajima purebred from Japan, but raised in Australia, go see Kevin at the butcher shop. You can find him on Instagram. I'll leave the link in the description below. Hope you guys liked this video. We had a lot of fun cooking this, so we're really looking forward to Donna slicing the brisket. We'll make ourselves some brisket sandwiches. Head over to the beautiful parks in San Francisco for a day hike today. So until the next video, we love ya, and we'll see you guys in the next one.